Oh, sorry. I had to put, again, welcome to my channel, Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the number one grinder. Sorry, number one grinder, one of the best case seekers on social media, the best of the business. Y'all can hear me. Press one. I'll be interviewing brother CANO LOCO any minute, any second now. Got knocked off. He was on here. He got knocked off because of intro played and everything. So we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that straight. Y'all can hear me. Press so brother Alex in the piece and everything. So we will see brother LOCO. And thank you so much. Appreciate that. Welcome to my channel. Keep on coming back. So I will interview brother CANO LOCO TV. Yeah, so let's see. So I'll be right back. All right, I'll be right back. Stay right there. You see, Kano, nobody do not get on the panel except Kano. Only Kano can get on the chat. So y'all stay, everybody stay in the chat. Only Kano, bring Kano up to the panel. So if y'all see it in the chat, only Kano gets it. So uh,
I don't hear you. I don't hear you, bro. You on mute.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Everything
can hear
good?
you.
My microphone okay?
Yeah, right, microphone's all right. Mine's
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, yeah. You good? You good?
Okay, let me introduce myself again. Welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, number one grinder. One of the best kept secrets on social media. The best of the business. We got the one and only. I'll be interviewing brother CANO LOCO TV. Glad that you here. Come on, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Please come. Um, Dr. Brother, happy Father's Day to you and other fathers out there.
No doubt, man. Happy
And
Father's
I
Day to
really
you.
appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. And let's celebrate fathers. Let me tell you, the fathers that is doing it, let's celebrate them.
Yes, indeed.
Because bad enough, this is Man's Health Month. We don't get no respect. And I gotta say this before I start the interview, Brother Kano, because I see some stuff when I forgot to tell you, Brother Kano, I see some stuff when I finally finished set up for this. I see some stuff that some of your women and men, your simp men, be saying. And after this, I might have to do it. I might have to go after y'all. I might set it up. I might have to go after y'all too, because you know y'all being real greasy. Y'all being real greasy. The way how you talk about men that is trying to raising their kids. Y'all being very greasy. And I'm telling you, like y'all keep it up. After this, I might start another line maybe 2-3 hours after that and fry y'all. Cut it out, okay? Cut it out. And your simp, now I ain't talking about the women, but your simps out there. Yes, I mean, you like to get your knees dirty. You know, y'all a piece of work. Y'all need to cut it out. Be a man. Stand up being a man, okay? Because now you're wearing skirts now. You're putting mascaras and stuff. And say, oh, it's okay. Cut it out. You know who you are. Cut it out. Now I got it out the way. I'm doing with Brother Kano Loco TV. I gotta get that out, bro. I gotta get that out. You know what I'm saying? This Father's Day, I gotta get that out. You know, thank you so much. Now let's get into it. All right, I'm interviewing. Now we're gonna do a chop up in the near future. He's gonna ask me questions, but today it's gonna be about him. I'm interviewing him, so watch out for that. The chop up that's gonna be in the near future. Brother that you see now. Let me ask you a question. Where you born and raised at?
Puerto Rico. Big flag
Puerto
back
Rico.
there.
Yeah, Puerto Rico.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Parents living, siblings.
Yeah, man. We were all from Puerto Rico, man. And crazy thing, man. Like I was, and a lot of people don't even know, but English is my second language. When I came to the States, I didn't know no English, bro. So, you know, a lot of people say, man, you don't got an accent, man. You speak pretty clear. You understand everything. I'm like, yeah, man. But, you know, it wasn't like that in the beginning, man. You know, when I first left the island, it shit was rough.
Wow. Okay.
Rough, man.
That's
But here I am and shit, you know, here I am, man.
That's good. Welcome. Now, siblings, brothers and sisters.
Yeah. I got 2 brothers and a sister. Yeah, I got 2 brothers and a sister, man. You know, they all, you know, very different. You know what I'm saying? My sister crazy. You know, and my brothers are, you know, they pretty chill, you know, but my sister, she cray, man. But you know, that's how brothers and sisters are though, man. You always gonna have a different blend, man, within the different children. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, they all cool though.
That's good. That's good to hear. Now, let me ask you a question. When you was born and raised in Puerto Rico, right? What that was your love of boxing was happening when you was in Puerto Rico?
Was that what about now? Say that again.
Boxing. That's when you enjoyed the love of boxing when you was in Puerto Rico?
Well, I don't know how much people know about Puerto Rico, man, but Puerto Rico, man, there's really 3 sports over there. That everybody plays. It's gonna be basketball, baseball, and boxing. So everybody watches boxing down there. Everybody puts on gloves at one point or another. You know, everybody's into boxing over there. Huge. I mean, it's, you know, those are the 3 sports that are like now in this new generation and stuff. They're starting to do a little track and field and, you know, volleyball and all that other garbage, man. But when I was growing up, man, we those were the 3 right there, man. Me personally, I did basketball and boxing. I ain't too much caring for the baseball, even though
Okay.
it's a big sport in Puerto Rico, man. Boxing and basketball was the thing that I liked the most, man. Not
That's
hoops over there, man. I hooped a
well.
lot.
I mean, you know what? It's so weird because me, born and raised in New York, right?
Yeah,
And my Puerto Rican brothers and stuff. They was into baseball
yeah,
up there.
yeah,
They
man.
into baseball and boxing and stuff. There's some play basketball and football, but a lot of them was like into baseball and stuff.
Yes.
And up there when I was born and raised in New York, I'm in Virginia now, but I'm born and raised in New York. So
Yeah, man, but you had a different breed over there, man. You had them New Yorkers, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I love them to death. They still my brothers and stuff, but it's a different upbringing, It's a different flavor. I guess. Look, they're still Puerto Ricans. They're just a different flavor of Puerto Ricans. If that makes sense, man. But man, we played basketball, man. We would go over there and do everything y'all did, man, in the young days, man. We go over there and turn the lights on. We jump over that thing and break the box, cut the light on, and play all night, bro. What?
Okay, now you say we gonna get the box a little bit, but you say So who's your favorite basketball team and player when you was coming up?
When I was coming up, man, Michael Jordan, bro. That's my favorite player, man. Period. And before him, it was Dr. J.
Okay.
Before him, it was Dr. J, man. But that was like he was at the tail end when I was growing up of his career. So then, we got into the Michael Jordan era. And even though I wasn't a Chicago Bulls fan, I was a big fan of Michael Jordan himself, man. Just because of, man, bro, you can't, bro. That dude's a beast, bro. That's the GOAT to me. I don't know why that's even a discussion, in my opinion.
No, I mean, we're gonna talk that out on the chopper. We're gonna do that to chopper. But at the same now, I want you see. I know about Puerto Rico, because I know about the boxing in Puerto Rico. It's a very rich, sport in Puerto Rico. Despite people say baseball. Okay, I knew about baseball. You know what I'm saying? I bring that up when we do the chopper. But I want you to explain to people why it's so important that people should respect Puerto Rico, the history of boxing. Please.
Man, I could go a little bit further than just the history, man, because we was in
go ahead.
We was independent once upon a time, and a lot of people said, man, y'all are a territory of the United States now. Yeah, we're a territory, but we were colonized. It's a big difference. We're not a state. We were colonized, man. And, it was almost, it wasn't almost, it was forced upon us, man.
Yeah.
They took over the island like, and Debo style, you know what I mean? And it's a small island, so it ain't but so much, that an island could do to defend themselves. So that's first and foremost, But you notice that when the Olympics come up, man, Puerto Rico got their own Olympic team. You notice that, right? It ain't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When people say it's a state, it's not a state. It's a commonwealth. It's a colonized commonwealth. And we still have to, fend for ourselves. They don't do nothing really for us. We don't get to vote on the president. If you live in Puerto Rico, you don't get to vote on the president of the United States. You don't get all the benefits everybody over here would get, So it's a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I kicked it in La Perla and San Juan. Always places they don't go, always have the best people, man. Speaking of La Perla, bro, hey, the Perla is a very misunderstood place because, yes, it is a very dangerous place. But if you follow the basic rules, you can go down there and have fun. They got a lot of good food down there, a lot of good people. But a lot of other bad stuff goes on down there, and you have to be able to respect their style of living, and you just got to respect that. They're not going to allow you to record down there. You pull out your phone and try to record, or a camera try to record, you ain't come back out of there. That's just the way it is.
Right. So, what was your favorite baseball player?
I didn't, man. I didn't watch baseball.
Okay, go ahead. Well, you scratch that out. Now, who's your favorite champion?
My favorite champion of all time in Puerto Rico is Carlos Ortiz.
Underrated. Nobody don't talk about it. He's a
Nobody
great.
will talk about, man. I got a signed glove by him up there. That's one of those gloves is a Carlos Ortiz signed glove.
He's a great.
I got 2 signed gloves up there, Carlos Ortiz and a Mike Tyson.
Now, I'm glad that you brought the name because I was going to say that name. Why people don't talk enough about Carlos Ortiz?
I think because this generation didn't get a chance to know about him, to watch him fight, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand the history behind him, man. I mean, you got to understand that at that time, when he actually won the title, it had been 60 some odd years before Puerto Rico had a champion. After, you know, Sixto Escobar had the title before him, but then after him, it was a long drought before we had a champion again. Carlos Ortiz broke that barrier, you know, and at the same token, you got to understand there wasn't all this 4-belt era. It wasn't all these belts spread everywhere. You had to actually run through a gauntlet to get that title. So it to me, it meant more with Carlos Ortiz. He put history on Puerto Rico. You know, he regained the title for Puerto Rico. He ended the drought in Puerto Rico. He did it in a time where it was a lot harder to win a title than it is these days. These days, you know, if you pick and choose and cherry pick your way around, you can get one of them 4 titles. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's a lot easier than it was back then. Carlos Ortiz is a legend, man. You know, and he's top 50 worldwide, man. If you look in box rate, he's probably on the top 50 of all time.
And you know, I want you to expand on that because wherever they always, because I like on my underrated boxing talk, I will bring that back on my channel. You're gonna see my brother on here too. Believe that because we gotta touch on this. So I know people ask me, I will bring it back in the near future. I gotta get some things out the way, but I will bring it back on this channel, underrated boxing talk. And you're gonna see my brother right here, you know. Now I noticed that throughout the years, right, watching boxing, right, we talk about Carlos Ortiz, right? Yeah. Every time all due respect, I gotta throw it out there, all due respect, when I'm gonna get ready to say, they always said Felix Trinidad. So I said, what about Carlos Ortiz? What do you mean? What about do your history? You got to do your history. Now, the question that I want to ask you, we got quite a few. We ain't real boxing fans like me and you anymore. There's a few out there. Is 2, Clarence and the rest, you know, a few of them. But I want to ask you a question as a boxing expert. Okay, why throughout social media, we ain't gonna talk social, we ain't gonna talk about of never we on YouTube. We were talking about throughout social media. Why is a lack of going back study history, in your opinion?
That's a loaded question, man. But if I was to narrow that down, man, I would say that in this day and age, we got so many boxers now that the new age people, it's hard for even to keep up with the boxers we got now. So I think that prevents people from going back in history and looking at where boxing actually started from. You know what I mean? So I mean, that's not an excuse. I don't think that's not a cop out or anything like that. But I'm thinking about it like in perspective. If I would have been born in this era, I probably wouldn't be looking too far back either. You know, I'd be like, man, we got all these boxers now. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got a lot of news out there, man. It's gonna be hard to go back and look at the history. But I mean, part of that is laziness, but because I still think that you can actually do your due diligence on the fighters that are fighting now. And once in a while, man, like I would do it like this. I would take a Saturday or a Sunday and be like, all right, I'm gonna go check out Carlos Ortiz. or I'm gonna go check out Wilfredo Benitez. Oh, let me go check out this weekend Pernell Whitaker. Let me go check Sweet Pea out. You know what I'm saying? Let me go check him out. Let me go check the Riddick Bowes of the world. Let me go back and look at Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali. I still think that you have space to grab each one of them here and there and start getting you at least a little bit of knowledge, man. You don't have to know them completely. You just have to know they existed and what they did and stood for. You can always Google and get information from these fighters, man.
But you know what I have a problem of, brother Loco?
Mm.
And I'm being honest with you. We're gonna talk more about that on my underrated boxing talk. Stay tuned for that. I don't keep on saying stay tuned for that. Cause I don't that's going that I'm gonna start a series about that.
Okay.
You know I have a problem with it though? They know what you talk about. It's you can Google it, but they still like go back to the point that Shauna, she said lazy and true respect or love as well. What Kano said, it's true. And go more on your point. They don't want to do it. They're just going by what I said. I call it a microwave. 30 years or less, and that's it. You bring up Joel. I'm gonna tell you like this. Another great that from Puerto Rico we don't. I mean, I ain't gonna say we gonna talk about. Other people talk about is Wilfred Benitez. He one of the youngest ones that won the world title before he was 18.
And stop
Why
right there.
Why y'all don't want to talk about that?
Stop right there. He won it at the age of 17 years
18.
old. And
okay,
you know why? Why I wanted to stop you right there? Because in this world right now, you got somebody like an Abdullah Mason wanting to fight for a title, and they're telling me he's too young. Don't tell me somebody's too young when they're a professional boxer and that's what they're striving for, man. You have people winning, yeah. You had people winning titles, man, at 17. And Abdullah can't, Tyson even won it when he was 20 or 21. So you mean to tell me somebody like an Abdullah can't get no smoke? Nah, bro. This right there is why I don't subscribe to the narrative that somebody ain't on somebody's level, somebody ain't ready, somebody this, or they need a couple of more fights, or maybe they should wait another year or two before they entertain a title shot. That's, to me, soft ass talk. You know what I'm saying? Example, Kamara, you're right. Loma gets a shot in his second fight. That's okay. But when we talking about fighters that we would like to see and that are calling for the smoke, all of a sudden, they ain't on that level. They're a charity case. They just trying to get in quick. They need a little bit more seasoning. They're too green still. Or who has this person fought? Well, Abdullah needs more people on his resume. Such and such ain't fought nobody on his resume. Well, guess what, man? In order for him to fight somebody, somebody has to accept the fight in order for them to fight somebody with a name. Everybody in boxing doesn't have the greatest resume when they start out in boxing. They have to build themselves, right? They make fights happen and stuff like that. At some point, somebody has to give them a shot. How else is the person supposed to get a name on their resume, right? You can't get a name on the resume until somebody accepts the fight. This ain't rocket science.
It's not, and and this is the thing that I enjoy what you're doing and others. I said a few others. I'm gonna be nice today because I'm interviewing my brother and his father. There, I'm gonna be nice today. When we have you, I mean, what's going on, brother Todd? Thank you. Happy belated birthday to you.
That's Doug talk to me, man. Anytime somebody tries to defer a fighter, it's Doug talk to me, man.
When? Monday. Okay. Yeah.
Doug talk to me, man. Boy, you done got me going on that shit. But that's Doug talk to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them to beat your favorite, is what that sound like to me when they do that.
And I think, I want to salute my brother, brother Todd. His birthday was on the 8th. Mine was on the 4th. So salute to Gemini's in the building. But go more on your point is that I know you asked me a question one time on your channel. Why I didn't talk about boxing as much? Why I didn't bring it back? And I'm glad that you're here. I could answer that with you because I'm interviewing you. Because when we talk about Joe Louis, when we talk about Wilfred Benitez, when we talk about Carlos Ortiz, when we talk about the boxing that helped shape boxing what it is right now, I'm not saying that, oh yeah, I'm an expert on that. But I could tell you, I watched boxing. I watched a little boxing in my day. And I know there's some good boxing and some whack boxing. Even the commentators is even whacked. So it was like discouraging to me, and I stopped it temporarily. But Brother McClain encouraged me to, what you go take back, talk to, talking what you know about boxing. You don't have to wait. I wasn't waiting. I was just discouraged because we hear the same all the time. Just like we heard about what happened to Virginia. You know that, bro, because you talk about. We come us one more on a week. We still talking about the same thing what happened to Virginia. Monday should stop. That's it. And that's one of the reasons I ain't bring one underrated boxing talk. Because of stuff like that, I don't want to hear. No, all right, we know what's going on like this and people, but I'm just going to leave it like that. So now, another question I want to ask you. What's the status of boxing in Puerto Rico?
Man, I think the status in Puerto Rico for as far as boxing is great, man. We got Oscar Collazo, who's a champion. He does weigh a little bit only, man. So it's one of them, divisions that people don't watch a lot, but he's very explosive. And for that weight division down there at 105, he's knocking people out, man. Usually those people go the distance and throw a lot of punches and bunches, but no, that's not Oscar Collazo. He's knocking these people out, man. He's knocking them out, man. You got people like William Ortiz that's coming up. You got Xander Zayas that's pretty close to fighting for a title soon. Edgar Berlanga, as much hate as he gets, he's still a professional fighter, man. He's still representing the flag, man. At the end of the day, man, he's lacing them up. So, you got to give him his just due for that. And I thought he fared pretty well against Canelo. I know that he might have overdid it with the little celebration and the parades and stuff. I do agree that he shouldn't have did none of that shit. He just kept fighting. But, there's a lot of fighters coming out of Puerto Rico, man, that you got Subriel Matias, man, getting ready to fight for the IBF title again, or whatever title that is. I'm sorry. I think, yeah. Anyway, he's getting ready to fight Alberto Puello. I believe he's going to win that fight. Nah, we're in good hands. We're in good hands, man. We in good hands, man.
Right. All right. Then, Kamara, I usually let people know in the chat when it's a good time to ask questions. How long you can stay on, Brother Kano?
I ain't sure, but I can answer that right now.
All right, answer. All right. Usually I don't do it like that, but I don't do it like that. I usually, but I explain in a few minutes. She said, talk about Jake Paul's impact on boxing on Puerto Rico, positive or negative?
People are gonna probably crucify me for this, but I think it's negative. My whole thing with Jake Paul is that's cool that he wanted to help females boxing and all that. I was cool with all that other good stuff, man. The problem I got is the culture jacking that he's trying to do. He's trying to claim he's Puerto Rican now, that he's representing Puerto Rico, and he bought a house down there, man. And a lot of these people, are accepting of that, man. And there's nothing wrong with accepting him on the island, but it's something wrong with letting him try to think that he can represent Puerto Rico when he's not Puerto Rican. That's where I have a problem with it, man. So for me, it's negative. It started out as positive because he was helping women's boxing, and that side of the positive is always going to be there because he is helping out women's boxing. But you can't sit there and try to jack somebody's culture, man, and claim that you're repping Puerto Rico when you're not Puerto Rican yourself, man. That part right there irritates me, man, to the fullest, man. I can't dig that, man. I can't dig that, man. And then the way, that's the other thing. They disrespected Clarissa for what? For cloud chasing or what, man? Like, Clarissa's been doing her own thing. Let her be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could keep doing what you're doing over there and not bother nobody, man. It's the same thing on YouTube, man. We may not agree. We may be channels, not you, but in general, there may be a channel that I don't like. I'm not going to go over there. I'm not going to talk about them. There may be channels that don't like me. They don't come over here. They don't talk
like me.
You don't have to be talking about each other just because you don't like each other, man.
Right. You know what I mean?
We could coexist, and you could be in your lane. I could be in my lane, and you could be driving the car while I fly this, G5 jet. Yeah, that's simple, bro. We could do that.
I mean, like sometimes, like in boxing, right? There's many things there's many lanes we can go through boxing. But and I know, brother Kane. Over here, we speak the truth. You family, we speak the truth over here. And I know they don't want to test those other lanes to talk about boxing. Let's be honest. They don't want to have these conversations that we have right now. Like we interview. They don't want to have it. Even y'all know in the chat too. I want y'all to get into the conversation too. They don't want to. Even they talk about Carissa. I did somebody talk Carissa. She this and that. She went pop pools. You from Brooklyn. So what? That's her business.
So now
she wants somebody that she with somebody that support. So what? And I'm me from born and raised Brooklyn, New York. I'm a big Papoose fan. So I know how Papoose work. How he moves. So So what? So I said, Dad. I said, y'all mad? I said, but see, these are the same ones that there's some men don't support women boxing, but they support women boxing, and y'all still talking. What is wrong? Listen. I'm gonna behave myself because I'm interviewing you, but I will go. I'm just saying like this though. There's many lanes, like brother said, we could talk about boxing. Everybody can eat. You hear what I'm saying? If we want boxing to be the prominence, I'm talking about the conversation wise, what it was before. We got me, brother Kano, and others happy. Even some of y'all in the chat. Y'all have to stop. You have to start these conversations because the conversation that we hearing right now is boring. They talk about the same thing a month. Y'all talk. Y'all. Sometimes y'all think they're gonna see a press conference that never really happened. Y'all keep on talking. Y'all like this boxer, but he could fight for the champion. But when you check, when you check it, they rank number 20th and 25th, and then they go, but they got a 30 and know who they fought. You know what I'm saying? And then you got a lot of people belts. You got a red belt. You got a green belt. You got an orange belt. They even belts out there that avoid fighting a contender. You want me to give you a name? Canelo. I call him grandfather cherry picking. Mm-hmm. They made a belt for him, especially so he avoid fight other champions. Am I correct, brother Kano?
You're 1,000% correct, and you just answered and recertified why I say Carlos Ortiz is the best Puerto Rican boxer coming out of Puerto Rico. He wasn't doing all that shit. It wasn't all these damn belts and green and gold and all this other, interims and none of that, bro.
You're right, Camaro, too many belts. So that means so I know boxing a little bit, right?
Yeah. You know more than me.
But y'all don't want to have these conversations, right? The next one is Telefino Lopez. He was in the same bracket as he had the same belt, different weight class that he avoided. But y'all don't want to talk about that. The racism and all that, I don't give. See, I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't care about the franchise belt. Yeah, the franchise belt. Thank you very much, Camaro. But see, when the underraters say it, oh, you hate it. But these are two fighters that me and Brother Kano have mentioned that have avoid greatness.
Now, can I say something? It's probably gonna be unpopular. If I was Devin Haney, I wouldn't even bother with T.O. no more. I just wouldn't, man. I'd freeze him out. Since he been ducking him and ducking him and ducking him and ducking him, say, guess what, man? Bro, that ship has sailed, man. You know, because eventually T.O.'s gonna come back around, wanting that payday, and he'll be like, okay, I'll fight you now. Nope. You done took too long. You done ducked too much already. You ain't getting no payday off of me. I was Devin, I would move on, man. I would, man. And look, as bad as I want somebody to beat up on T.O. for his racist stuff that he said and all that, because I do want to see him get punished, I believe I won't be able to contain myself if I see T.O. in person. Honestly, man, for all the racist stuff he said. But, you know, I would just freeze him out. I wouldn't even bother with him anymore, man. I was anybody. I wouldn't even give this dude a fight, man. Nobody that's major should give this dude a fight. He's bad for boxing, in my opinion.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. Brother Stormy B may say I got a black belt, 50 in boxing. Yeah, but see, this is what I'm saying, Stormy B, man. I'm glad that you here. How many of the fans right now willing to come and listen to you? But come on, we gotta be honest here. I mean, like, we gotta be honest here. You know, I'm interviewing one of the brothers that know boxing. And I appreciate but the ones that show up here and the ones coming, I very much appreciate it. But how many ones that is willing to come and enjoy it?
I don't know it as good as Stormy, though. Stormy is the sensei.
Stormy is the man. Yeah, right. No, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, that I ain't gonna. I'm never gonna. You know, I know I know where I stand. You know, I know where my line's at.
Yeah, I know what I'm standing too. But the point is that I've been in Stormy B, man, on channel 2. And then the stuff that the things he talking about boxing, break it down scientifically and all like that. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, Stormy. You listen, I have knowledge here. I have worked with fight. Oh, you don't know what you're talking. Stormy know what I'm talking about. I be in the chat, be like, you have to be kidding me. And these are the same ones, right? Don't even know the last champ. They talking about this certain weight class. I think I make them any weight class. They even know I said they don't even know who's the black green champion in the weight class. Because we got a lot of champions, and y'all don't even know that. I'm just like, really? And so for me, today, to interview you is an honor because finally I could talk about boxing. I could talk about the realness about it. I could be educated and stuff. And because some of these channels, I'll be like, look at me, Ken. I'll be like this. Fuck, I got it.
I think he was on my panel one time when we saw somebody crazy and dumb talking on my.
Yeah, I was like that.
But I didn't even know what to say no more. I was like, I can't believe what I'm hearing, you know?
Right. And you know, and they stand on it like this, like, but you got one. Story B Man was on it.
This is my thing right here, man. Who the hell gonna tell me how to beat your ass? If I want to beat your ass going on my back foot, and I beat your ass going off my back foot, moving away, pop, pop, and still hitting you, right? You can't touch me. All of a sudden, I'm a runner. All of a sudden, it was boring. All of a sudden, we need to stop that running like Turkey. I told you I don't trust Turkey, by the way. That's why I told you, man. He already come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yo,
exactly.
you can't tell me how to beat your ass. If you out here in the streets and you fighting, ain't nobody gonna tell you how to beat somebody's ass. You gonna do it however you can, right? As long as you come out on top, that's all that matter, right? You're not gonna tell me and dictate me. See, that's the setup right there. They try to trick you out of your spot when they do that. That's what they're trying to do, trick you out of your spot. So rather than to give the man credit and take away credit from the opponent who's not professional enough to cut a ring off or make it more exciting, oh, let's just blame the guy that was going on his back foot winning the fight. Let's just blame it on him. Man, I mean, I'm just saying, make it make sense to me, bro. Make it make sense to me. You ain't supposed to be there. You ain't got to like it. If something working for me and I'm beating your ass one way, I'm going to keep beating your ass all 12 rounds that way. What you going to do about it? Do something about it. You be hating these people that celebrate in the end zone? Keep me out of the end zone, right? Be mad at these people dunking on you? Stop me from dunking, right?
Right.
So that's all I got to say.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then, too. The commentator. I'm glad you bring it up about what you think about the commentators of right now.
I don't know. I'm probably I got to the point, man, where I actually either mute the fights or I keep it very low. You know, I hate muting it totally, man, because I like to hear the punches and stuff like that while I'm listening to the damn I'm watching the fights, man. My brother 903 Boxing is in the building. Let me stop
Welcome,
for a moment, man.
Thank
Let
you.
me stop for a moment. That's my brother right there, man. So big shout out to 903 Boxing. If you fuck with me, you better go fuck with 903 Boxing, man. Straight that way, man.
Yo,
Straight that way.
I'm going to hit now. I'm going to the channel and I'm going to subscribe. I already subscribed. Come and think about it.
That's one of the, man, bro. I swear to God, that's one of the most loyal motherfuckers I know, bro. Like for real, bro. That's a loyal man right there. That right there is what I call loyalty, bro. That right there, man. I could go to war with this motherfucker. I could go to war with him, and I ain't got to look behind my back. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I ain't got to look behind me with him.
Yeah, but welcome 903 Boxing. You're great, keep on great way. Also, Storm B Man, keep up the great work today. And the ones who talk about boxing in the chat, keep up the great work. Now, in the commentary, now there's another question I want to ask you. I don't know, it's a two-part, one part. We talk about.
Make it a one part because my mind.
No, it's gonna be one part.
Okay, yeah. You start two parts, you better go start one at a time. I'm about to be 55 years old. Don't put too much in my mind now.
I just turned 59 last Wednesday, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I know exactly.
I'm just saying before you get it out, man. You know.
Yeah, I got you covered. Yeah. I got you. But the question I want to ask you is this: that we see other champions have been different type of countries, right? But it seems that when it comes to fight the best, it's not happening. Not as before. Why is a certain, what's that word I want to say? Frustration.
We ain't getting the fights we want. That's what you're asking me.
Yeah. BBO, thanks for coming. Salute to you, brother. Thank you.
You know BBO half Mexican, right?
Yeah. Half Mexican, you love basketball. I hate it. It's all right, though. It's all right.
Yeah. Nah. He good, man. You know, that's why I stole his bike, though, man. I stole his bike, man, because he over there with that bar. He on that Vargas train. I got to steal his bike. I ain't giving it back neither. But listen, man. The business of boxing has always been business of boxing since day one. Just that today, there's so much money, more money involved in it right now that it ain't so much that fighters are scared of each other. but so much as to say, man, if I can fight over here and make the same amount of money, why am I going to fight this guy that's more dangerous for the same amount of money, man? It sucks. I hate it, but that's what they're thinking, man. And it usually be the management team and the promoters, you know, that are thinking that way. It's not necessarily the boxer themselves. The promoter or the match or the manager who coincidentally has money invested in these fighters, right? So since they have the money invested, they get a certain level of say so in it, man. Like, hey, man, you know, I want to milk this a little bit more, man. Let me set you up with a fight over here instead of over there, man. Or hey, this looks like the easier champion. Let's go over here first, collect the title over here, man. And it's ruining the sport of boxing as well, man. And the other thing that happens too is the rankings. The rankings, you got to watch the rankings and pay attention to them, because a lot of times money and who you know gets you into the rankings. Money and who you know moves you and places you in different places in the rankings, man. You spoke about Canelo, who I do not have any respect for, right? But being him, who he is, Canelo, he can have somebody moved up to number one at any given moment. All he got to do is snap his fingers. You saw it. You saw it, and I hate to go back to the old well, but you saw it when he brung Yildirim up. Yildirim was on a 2-year layoff, coming off of a loss, and became number one, and they made him the mandatory for Canelo back then. You got to pay attention to what's going on. Why did he become? Because, oh, hey, man, bring him up, because this is going to be the easy way right here. Oh, yeah, we can cover it up and sugarcoat it and say he's my mandatory, so I got to fight him, you know? But when Benavidez was mandatory, he was nowhere to be found, though, right?
Right.
That's what happens with the rankings. And I had an argument. It wasn't really an argument, but I was on one of my brother's panels one day. It was a couple of years ago, and I was explaining to him about how the rankings work and all that stuff. And the audacity, man, this is how... This is probably why I don't like doing shows with people or being on too many panels, man, because they allowed somebody to get on that panel that actually was trying to argue with me about that. Oh, man, you don't know about the rankings. How you know about the rankings? That shit don't work like that. You just talking out your ass and shit like that. I'm thinking to myself, bro, do you even know who the fuck I am, bro? Do you already, do you know I got a management company? CO Management is my company. Do you understand I've negotiated fights already? Do you understand that I've written contracts already? You gonna tell me that I don't know how the shit in the inside is working when I've actually seen it firsthand? I've also worked as an advisor. I don't, so that just goes to show you that a lot of these people, man, that get on, they just want to argue just to argue, man. They won't have any facts behind it, but they want to argue. And I got very low tolerance for that shit, man. Very low tolerance for that, man. I actually got a bad temper. I don't even know why I agreed to open a boxing channel, because the way I actually opened a YouTube channel to talk about boxing wasn't even my idea. It was a pro boxer's idea. Shout out to Kent Cruz, because that was his idea. I said, bro, but I don't know nothing about this, cameras and all this videos and all. I ain't know shit. He said, man, but you've been inside of boxing. You've been around this and You should be talking about this shit because you know something about this shit, And that's how I started a channel, man. That's why I started a channel. Now, my big channel that I lost, YouTube took it. So I had to start over with CANO Local TV. In case of y'all that remember me from CANO Local Sports, that's what happened with that channel, man. Don't put me on the big screen like that, bro. Relax, man. Relax, man. But Kent Cruz was the one, who got me to start a channel, man. And, shout out to Kent Cruz. I know his career didn't go the way that it needed to go, but at the end of the day, that's still my brother. I love him to death and shit like that, man. And I know that there's a bright future for him. It doesn't always have to be in boxing. And I tell people all this time, a lot of these boxers that I know, I deal with him on a personal level, and I don't really too much get involved into the wins and losses. I know them as a human being. I know them as brothers. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
all that, I leave that for the rest of the people to talk about. I keep it, you know, on real life with them and shit. So that's just how it is, man. But you can go ahead and open it up, man. Let these motherfuckers ask questions. I'm cool with
Okay,
it.
yeah, I said 5 minutes, so it's 5 minutes. So, she said that is how I see you guys. Never heard a whisper about all the sudden appear. Yeah, yeah, Sean. She said, keep telling y'all people are wicked. That demon in them wants to argue and start mess. Yeah. And Donald Tree said, you never want a channel. My wife talked me into it.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad your
Yeah.
wife talked you into it, because, bro, that shit be fire to me, bro. I don't give a damn, man. That shit be
Yeah,
fire
it's
to me, man.
crazy. Questions now, y'all. Y'all can put your questions in the chat. We ask. Well, I'll keep on asking questions. Now, when you came, how long you was in Puerto Rico before you moved to Florida?
Well, I was about 19.
Ooh,
I was about 19, man. And it's funny that you asked that, man, because, you know, a lot of people, and, you know, and I've told this before, but I haven't, you know, did it on your channel and nothing like that, man. But I want to kind of explain something that's maybe a bit controversial, but I think it's necessary for me to speak on it, because I think it will make people understand me a little bit better. But when I first came to the United States and I didn't speak a lick of English, I didn't know no English, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody sees me, I'm light skinned and all that, and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm Puerto Rican. When I first came to the United States, man, the people who took me up under their wings and defended me and stood toe to toe next to me, man, to make me push, to help me push through this world over here in the United States, was the black folks. Okay. So that's where they the ones who really taught me English. Let's be real. They taught me a lot about the United States in general, you know. And so people don't understand, man, why are you in the LDBC? Why are you always around blacks? Why do you always defend blacks? And I'll be like, I feel like I owe them. They did everything they could for me when I first came to the States. Ain't that what you're supposed to do? Be grateful for what people do for you? I'm not an ungrateful person. I know who helped me when I first came to the States. And I'm always going to be appreciative and thankful for that, man. So that's why I am who I am and the things that I do. And that's why some of my content is the way it is. Yes, I am Puerto Rican. I fully understand that flag, that is my nationality.
Right.
Perfectly fine, because I defend my people as well. I just added the blacks to that list because of what they did for me that they didn't have.
Appreciate that.
They didn't have to do that. They could have left me out there hanging. They didn't.
And you know Brother Kano, right? And Brother Kano, I want people to understand what I'm saying. When Clarence was talk to me about Brother Kano, you know Brother Kano said, bring my brother here. He's family here. And I because you know, the years that I was like doing this, I'm not talking about all brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico. I'm talking about just a little, just a small percentage. They didn't want me to be, they didn't want to be bothered. They looked at me like, oh, you this and that. I had one call me a monkey. Now, and they ain't know that I know where they at. This is the first time I'm talking about now. The other issues I talk about, mother. This is the first time y'all gonna hear it right here. I know where this person at. That's how I'm a monkey, right? Now I'm 6'2.5", maybe 2'7". You know what I mean? These little. That's how I'm so I'm a monkey, right? So what you gonna do now? No. Keep the same energy that you said on here. Now, again, let me say before we get back to the interview, I don't start trouble, but I ain't no punk. You ain't gonna punk me out like that. And so, question I want to ask you, and it's a hard question, because you my brother, you family. Why the Puerto Ricans and black? Why we still not together that we should? I mean, a lot of us should, but there's a few.
I wish we were. I wish we were. And I'm gonna tell you what, man. The bigger percentage, man, for the most part, man, is with we are together. You just got the few bad apples that spread it and make it so bad for us. You know what I'm saying? Because I think really the people that really don't fuck with y'all as much, man, is really the Mexicans, in my opinion. It's the other Latin countries, not the Cubans, not the Puerto Ricans, because from my experience, well, maybe it's because when I came to Florida, they was like that, but in Florida, man, we together over here. I don't never had no issues, as far as that goes. So I don't get to see that. I don't know if in New York is that way or the other states are like that, but my experience has always been togetherness, man. That's why I find it weird that we're not more together, man. Look, man, divided. That's what they want, is us to be divided, bro. When we're actually fighting the same battle, we should be teamed up and getting stronger. We should be opening up restaurants together. We should be opening up businesses together. We should be opening up a strip mall together. We should be trying to take over all of this shit instead of letting white America take over, the pilgrims, as I call them.
I mean, it's sad. It is, because me, born and raised in New York, right? I was around, Puerto Ricans. I was around Mexicans. Now people go like, what about Mexicans? Mexicans ain't want to mess with Puerto Ricans and blacks.
They definitely don't want to mess with the Puerto Ricans at all.
They don't want to mess with them. So when people go to New York, they did, this is a melting pot. Nah, no. Don't believe that. They still, and I'm gonna tell you, the way high it is right now in New York, it's worse. The Mexicans ain't, and I'm not saying all Mexicans, because I'm gonna tell you right there. Me living in Virginia almost 13 years, even Mexicans don't even want to mess with me. They ain't want to talk to me.
And most Mexicans be kissing the white folk ass. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. They like that white cream. Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, I know. Yes, you do. You love that white cream. Yes,
you sure you wanted to bring me on here, bro? I'm gonna talk shit. I'm always talking about shit.
No, this is what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, man.
The truth is the truth. Listen. The truth is the truth. Like my late mother said, stand on it. Wherever it is, you stand on it. Don't be leaking it. No, stand on it. Like Telefino, stand on it. Don't back up. You're a racist motherfucker. Stand on it. Mm-hmm. So that's what we say. So y'all come on, y'all get your questions out. No problem. Y'all put the question in the chat.
You ever notice, man, how those people are the ones that always get the passes? The Teofimos, the Ryan Garcias.
Right, and I'm glad you brought like Ryan Garcia. Did Ryan Garcia one time in some school humping on a guy?
Look what 903 said. Out here in Texas, Mexicans are very loyal to whitey. That's my point. That's my point, bro. Bro, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I don't know. Like back in my day, I don't know about today. Okay, I can only speak about my era. You call a Puerto Rican a Mexican, you was risking your life, bro.
Yeah.
Some people actually got shot, stabbed, macheted up. You don't go around calling a Puerto Rican a Mexican, and vice versa. So just to let you know how big that tension is, but I think, man, because I get it, man, but I think the majority, well, at least the Puerto Ricans I grew up around, most of us get along with the blacks just fine. I just think you got that select section, that select percentage that I'm gonna tell you what it is, man. There's a certain type of Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you an example, man. Like when they get here to the States, they forget they're Puerto Rican. Like they completely, they didn't know no English, but once they learn English, I'll talk to them in Spanish and they want to answer me in English. That type of motherfucker that don't even want to, I'm American. Oh, now you American now. Now y'all bougie. Now you done forgot you're Puerto Rican, huh? You know, that's the percentage of the Puerto Ricans that I think are the ones that are off code. That's what I'm gonna call them, off code. You know,
Yeah.
and you see that a lot. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these other Latin places and shit like that have similar things happen. Once they get here, they learn English. They don't even want to speak their language no more, and that's a shame, bro.
Yeah, it is. And also, before I ask this question, Shawnee, she said, does Kano any fighters we will see in the ring soon?
I mean, the one I'm really focused on is LaShawn Corning, a female, but I'm still waiting to see when she wants to pull the trigger. She does, you know, she has been going through some things and stuff like that, and she is finishing up her college as well. So I'm kind of wanting to let her be until she finishes the college, because that way, once we get her into boxing and shit like that, she has something to fall back on, man. I think that's more important than trying to rush that young lady into a professional career. So, yeah, the other ones I kind of got on the shelf right now, because I'm the type of person, man, that if they're not acting right, I'm gonna shelf them. I mean, that's just the what it is. And some of them I've even released and just let them go, man. Because of one thing or another. I don't want to, you know, speak bad on them or nothing like that. But yeah, that I'll have something coming up soon though, man. And I wish BoxRec would have took my name and number off of there. I asked for that shit to be deleted, but I'm still getting phone calls, you know, to set up fights and shit like that. Well, where'd you get my number from, BoxRec? I'm like, bro, I told BoxRec to delete my shit because I ain't want to be bothered no more, you know. I kind of wanted to be under the radar and shit, but it is what it is. I got to work on that, man. I got to work on that with BoxRec, man, because they need to rectify that.
Yeah.
But that's why I said my number. When I tell people my numbers worldwide, that's what I really mean. It's on the public web, you know. It was on BoxRec for many years and shit. So that's global.
Okay. The one question I want to have your questions in the chat, please. Keep pushing. One question I want to ask you: why does it continue disrespect of Black and Puerto Rican champs?
Cause they don't follow their rules. They're not humble. See that humble word that I hate? They want you to be humble. That's the bottom line, you know. You're not following the rules they want you to follow. You're not catering to them. You're not a yes them. You know what I'm saying?
I was getting ready to yes.
You know, that's really all it is.
I'm patting in the back, patting in the head.
You know, and I was saying this shit a while back, and I know it could go all kind of different ways and all that, man.
Yeah.
But I remember, man, when we had a couple of Puerto Ricans that was in the same weight division and that were close to being able to fight against each other and all that. And my stance has always still been the same. And I think the same thing with the blacks as well, because like I said, they're my brothers as well. I always said this, man. I'm like, man, you know what? Instead of these two Puerto Ricans facing each other, you know, and I see both sides of it, so I'm gonna go to that too. Instead of these two Puerto Ricans fighting each other, man, they should beat all these motherfuckers' asses and then fight for undisputed at the end. You know what I'm saying? You know, that way they're not knocking each other off. Knock the op out first, you know. But me saying that's how I would like it. But I also am not naive, and I'm open-minded to understanding the other view that we need to fight each other so we could break bread together and fuck them other people, man. So I see both arguments of it, but mine is on the first stance, though. I like that much. One just a little bit much better, man. Get rid of the competition first, and then we fight each other. We break bread for the big money. You know what I'm saying? The big money, that undisputed championships.
Yeah. And another question is too. We know undisputed years ago means something. When you had the WBA, WBC, IBF, it means something. Why do you think undisputed right now don't really mean nothing to you? I'm just saying for me, it doesn't mean nothing to me because
too watered down, man. I mean, everything's strategic, man. You know, certain people get it, and they get it at the right time. You know, like let's say the real threat might have been on a bad night, they lost. Now somebody else got the title. Now it's time to go for undisputed. Now that now it's easy. It's an easier road to get undisputed. You know, but in the same token, man, I don't know, man. I'm a little bit different, man, because I'm like, man, fuck undisputed at this point. I just want to see the best fight the best, bro.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, man, these sanctioning bodies are getting richer and richer and richer off of your blood.
Yeah.
They're getting richer off of your blood. You got to pay them a percentage of this damn thing every time you fight. And it's whatever you may think of Floyd Mayweather, that's one thing he did that was smart. If you ever notice, he would win a title and drop it. Because he ain't one gonna pay the sanctioning fees.
Yeah.
But guess what? He was already a draw. He was already a major star. He was already a pay-per-view star. He can go over here and still get another fight, get millions and mega millions,
right,
win another title, drop it. I ain't paying the sanctioning fees. I'm vacating it. And he kept repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. He did that, man. And I just ain't had a problem with it because I understood why he was doing it.
And there's another
why he was doing it. He was not going to make them rich. He was already making millions. He was already a major star. Like, man, I don't need, at first, yes, you need to get him you get established yourself. He was already established, man. Once he got established, he said, oh, no, they ain't getting my money. They ain't getting my money. And you could still fight great fights without it having to be for undisputed, man. So that's just my take on it, man.
Now, I'm glad you talk about it. Now, there's another question I want to ask you. We see quite a few fighters trying to follow Floyd Mayweather formula has failed. Explain why, please. We know, but explain.
Because they haven't put in the work. That's a simple answer right there. They haven't put in the work. They don't want to do the pretty boy Floyd. They just want to jump the money Mayweather. You got to work your way. What did I say about Floyd? He worked his way there first. Once he was established, that's when he turned the switch. And that's what a lot of these fighters are not doing now. They want to skip the steps. They want to jump on the elevator instead of go up the stairs. You got to get to that point first before you could do that, man.
Sister Sean said, what are CANO's thoughts on the loss of fighters' skill level lack as time goes on? Great question.
You know who I'm going to blame that on? The trainers. I got to blame it on the trainers, man, because, man, you working with a fighter in that gym, and you see that they're lacking certain skills, man, you got to work on that, man. You have to, look, I'm going to give you an example, and I'm going to bring Nate Campbell up because Nate Campbell lives down the street from me. He's a neighbor of mine, and he's got a gym down here. That's an old school trainer right there. That's an old school trainer. You're not going in that gym with no bullshit. You got to be able to have an open mind and work on everything. If not, he's kicking you out of that gym. Nate Campbell's the type that'll smack you in the face. Bah! God damn it, do that shit again. What the fuck was that? Yeah. That's missing in the game right now. These trainers are too scared to get in these fighters' face and shit like that. And I hate to bring this back to Edgar Berlanga, but this is why I'm happy what Edgar Berlanga is doing now, because he came back to Mark Ferre, who's the one that was always in his face. He's the one that don't kiss his ass. He's the one that always pushes the buttons and makes sure that, hey, you got to do this 100 times till you get it right. He wasn't getting that with Rozier over there in New York. So he's getting that tough love now, which is why I say, look, I'm giving Berlanga another shot simply based on that, because he recognized he had to go back to that in order to be a successful fighter. Whether that happens or not will remain to be seen, because you got to fight the fights, but the steps, he is damn sure taking the steps to do that. And I got to respect that, man. But back to that question right there, yeah, you got to blame the trainers, man. You can't be in there. look, Derrick James, I thought was a great trainer until he brung Ryan Garcia back in after Ryan Garcia did all that racist shit. Then I said, oh, he sold his soul. That's about money now. He don't have no morals. He don't have no respect for his he don't have respect for his people. If you take somebody like Ryan Garcia back in the gym, that's my opinion. I mean, to me, it's factual. But even though it's my opinion, I think that's a fact. You went in there for the money. You didn't care nothing else. You didn't care what he said. Hell, who he gonna take next? Tio? He gonna bring Tio to the gym next? It's all about money for them now, man. We need to get the old school trainers back, man. We need to get those old school trainers back. CrossFit training or old school strength and conditioning. And how does he feel about the explosion of nutritionists? I do like the fact that nutritionists are out there because they are actually getting these fighters to lose the weight the right way. They're making the weight cuts the right way. And go ahead, people.
So we talking about the trainings and stuff. Let me ask you this question. The first question I'm gonna ask you: give me 2 trainers that is all time that could change a contender into a champion now.
Yeah. That's a good question, man. A trainer, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Even though I'm not, a fan of him or nothing like that, Mikey Garcia is one that he, man. Mikey Garcia could take somebody and turn them into a champ, man. Right now, I just got to give props where props is due and shit like that, man. That's the first thing that comes up to my mind as far as that goes. I mean, currently right now, I mean, I'm trying to think of a trainer I like back in the day, man. Damn. Man, what was his name, man? The one that trained Mike Tyson was a great trainer, man. Customato. Customato would be one that could do that, man. I think that people like damn, what's the guy that was training Pacquiao for a while, man? The guy that got Parkinson's and shit.
Freddie Roach.
Freddie Roach to me is overrated because every fighter he's gotten was already built. He did not make them into champions. They were already champions. And I think he gets more credit than he deserves, in my opinion, man. I say he didn't build nobody. He didn't. You look at his resume. He has not built anybody. Everybody he's had was built by somebody else who was already on that level. Challenge me on it and go look. They were already built. Customato built fighters. Man, that's the only 2 names I can think of, man. I kind of got interrupted, man, because my peoples have came in the house and shit like that. So I ain't gonna be able to stay too much longer, man. But
okay, so could you stay another 10, 15 more minutes?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, no problem. We stay 15. So let me see.
Yeah, the Peds is just, yeah. But go ahead, man.
Oh, okay. Now, could you give me 2 fighters in the past that could have been a great trainer, but never pursue it in your ass?
I'm gonna go with Sugar Ray Leonard and Pernell Whitaker.
That was a great choice.
I think they would have been hell of a trainers, man.
All right.
Sweet Pea. I was a huge fan of Sweet Pea, man.
Me too.
Man.
Yeah. And also, give me 2 trainers that they career in fighting, career in boxing, they didn't do that well, but become great trainers.
I'm just gonna give you one name, Bomac. Bomac. I don't think Greg Hackett is he training?
Oh no, that's a good question.
He would be a good trainer, believe it or not, even though he had a shitty ass boxing career, man. But look at Bomac's career. Bomac didn't have a great resume as a boxer. He a hell of a trainer.
Yeah.
You know, he ain't no nutritionist though, man. He might have. Hey, that might have been. That might have been who was the nutritionist for Keyshawn. That might have been why he missed weight. Let me stop, man.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, Keyshawn look like Pillsbury Doughboy. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I just had to throw a little joke out there, man. I had to lighten it up a little bit. Yo,
Let's be honest.
Ronnie Shields. You're right. You're right. Ronnie Shields. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, my brain is on frozen right now. But go ahead, man.
No, but that's a good choice. Now, Story B man, if you want, he gonna be a few more minutes. So if you any questions that you want to ask, man, feel free, please. Anybody in the chat. The question I want to ask you now,
I spent hours and hours and hours on the phone with Stormy. I doubt he has any questions. Damn it, we know each other pretty good.
Yeah, but one question I do want to ask you: do you think boxing would get better?
No. I think the old days are gone and bygone already, man. I think we'll all still watch boxing. I don't think it's gonna get better, man. I think what we see is what we're gonna get, man. You got a lot of divas now, man. A lot of bougie motherfuckers now, man. A lot of people not willing to put that O on the line, man. A lot of people willing to sell their soul, man, for a payday. So I don't see like the best fighting the best the way we had it back in the day. Nah, I don't think I don't think you're gonna have the Tommy Hearns, the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Roberto Durans, and all them folks that was in that same weight class just banging it out against each other. Muhammad Ali with Frazier, and bro, you're not gonna get that no more, man. See, I hear 903 on Mark Breland, but I'm gonna have to disagree. I don't. Yeah, let me leave that alone.
Okay. I'm from Brooklyn, and I can tell you this: I was not a Mark Breland fan as a trainer.
I think you probably already know why for me, but I'm just gonna leave it alone. I ain't trying to stir the pot, man. I just
No.
When you know. I just didn't like,
No, Kano, we knew. We gonna leave it like that. we know so. So play Shawnee, she said he had a decent boxing career, thought. But we okay. Now she said, I said, why? Okay, yeah, that's why I said before that mess Kano.
I think she talked about the Mikey Garcia. I shouldn't have put him in there because of the pads. I had totally forgot about that. So I don't know if that's totally a trainer's fault, man, to be honest with you, man. But it is kind of it does raise an eyebrow, man, because oh yeah, that's not Mikey, that's the other people, man. What's his name? The one with the Canelo camp. What's the motherfucker's name? Reynoso. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, another question. Who do you think of the young fighters today will be the face of boxing?
Abdullah Mason. No hesitation.
Yeah.
That's the easiest question you asked me the whole goddamn show. Sheesh. That's a no-brainer. Abdullah Mason. He gonna knock all them folks out.
Tell me what you love. Tell me what you love about Abdullah Mason.
Man, look, Abdullah got the whole package, man. He checked all the boxes for me. I don't know what people are looking at when they look at film on him. I have no idea. I'm looking at this film and I'm like, I'm not seeing what they're seeing. Oh, he gets hits too much. Oh, he's too green. Oh, this and that. I said, have you looked at the footwork, man? Have you seen that every fight he's increasingly gotten better? His defense,
Yeah.
bro. His defense, bro. He swam without getting wet against Nakatilia. He was in the fire and not getting wet, bro. He learned from that one fight, which with that one fight right there, checked off boxes for me. You know what it is, man? Because these people are always wishy-washy and back and forth, man. Had Abdullah Mason not got knocked down twice, right? Well, we don't know what his chin's like. We don't know what he's going to react like when he gets hit. Ain't those check boxes that people be having for other fighters? Well, he answered that question. He got up and was still that dog and came over there and got that dub, got that win, came back and destroyed dude. That's how he's going to react if you knock him down. Now you can check that box off. Now you can check off whether he got a chin or not. That's not chinny, because when you jump back up and whoop somebody's ass after getting dropped, that's not chinny. Chinny is when you get hit like Amir Khan would get hit and never get up. You knew he was asleep. That's chinny. I mean, Abdullah's the whole package, man. Bro, Abdullah beating everybody at 135. They just he beating everybody at 135, period, man. Period, man.
Got you. There's another question. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. There's some talk, as you know, throughout a little over a year about Tank Davis meeting Keyshawn Davis. Now, this is the question. Do you think they were ever going to meet?
I don't know if they're ever going to meet, but I would pick Keyshawn over Tank. Even with the shenanigans that happened, man. I mean, look, man. I mean, he's young. He's young, man. He's young. Yes, it was a mistake, but he's young, man. I'm not gonna crucify him for the rest of his life over a simple mistake like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't even know if it was a mistake, man. We was all young at one point, man. We was all young, man. I mean, shit. You know, you gonna react certain ways and shit like that. I mean, I'm still shit. I done ran up on people before at these venues, man. And I'm 55, shit. You know, so who am I to throw a stone when I'm just as ghetto as that motherfucker when I'm out there. You know, only difference is that I don't do it, you know, until they push my buttons, you know. But I ain't crucifying for him, man. I ain't crucifying him on, man, like that, man. Shit, it happened, man. Listen, man, I kind of saw that coming though, man, because he had a lot on his mind, and I think that he got to where he got to a little bit quicker than expected, man, and he just didn't know how to handle it at the time, man. That's all, man. But I ain't crucifying him. I know a lot of people are crucifying him. I'm not gonna crucify him for that, man. We just see how the rest of his career unfolds, you know. He's not out here making racist comments or anything like that and shit. See, they're paying more attention to that little bitty spout that he did, but they're not giving that much energy to the Ryans of the world or the Teals of the world. So yeah, I'm not gonna be one of those entertaining that bad talk on Keyshawn. Fuck that shit, man. I ain't gonna do it.
I'm gonna ask you one more question. Then you're gonna make your last remarks, and I'm gonna make my last remarks, so we'll close it as a family.
Better make it quick too, because I smell the food.
Okay, got you. Now, one question that I want to ask you: what do you want of the boxing conversations that you hear in these streets? What do you want? What part of the boxing conversation that you want to hear better? That you think that it should get better?
What part of the boxing conversation?
Yeah, that you want to hear more.
Man, I just like real talk, man. I just like real talk, man. I hate to, you know, bring it back to this, but that's why I was so adamant about shouting out 903 boxing. That's real boxing talk, man. That motherfucker, man, give it to you raw, unfiltered, unbiased. I like that kind of talk, man. I like that kind of hooping. You know what I'm saying? That kind of hooping right there, man. That shit gets me. That shit gets me pumped up to keep going. You know what I mean? Cause I'd be like, hell yeah, somebody else feel like that. Somebody else feel like I do. God damn it, yeah. Talk to them motherfuckers, man. I'll be fucking damn near breaking my damn table around here listening to that motherfucker talk. You know, if I throw my phone on the wall and all that. You feel me, man? And when conversations like that come at me, I feel it. I think we need more people to be open like that. We need more people to be more unfiltered like that. You know? And that's not to knock anybody else's channel, because there's a lot of great content out there. Stormy B Man makes great content. Great. And I listen to it and I absorb what he's throwing out there, man. But when something hits me in the chest, that's that 903, man. That's hit me in the chest, man. That's bah! It's like he punching me dead in the middle of my chest. Bam!
Yeah, you're right, Stormy B Man. Okay, cool. Now, last remarks, and then I'll make my last remark. We'll close as a family.
What'd you say now? My bad.
Last
I
remark.
was reading the chat, man.
I'm sorry. That's all.
What was the question?
Last remarks. We'll close it out.
Oh man, last remarks, man. My bad, bro. I told you, man. The old man.
I know that. I know it's the food. I'm gonna speed it up for you.
I smell it, man. And by the way, I hear you, Stormy. I get that part of it too, man. I get that part of it too. I just ain't gonna entertain. I'm not gonna go that route. I'm not gonna be one. I'm never gonna be one, man, bashing one of mine. I just ain't gonna do it, man. You know what I'm saying? I can look at them different. I can treat them a little different, but I'm not gonna be a part of the group, you know, that's shitting on them. I'm not gonna do it, even though I understand that. I get it. I'm just built a little bit different, man. I gotta, I don't know. I'm not trying to give the pilgrims what they want. I'll put it like that. You know what I'm saying, man? But listen, man, I appreciate you having me on this, man, panel, man, and shit like that. I really enjoyed it, man. You caught me off guard with a couple of questions, man, but I think I swam around them pretty good and shit like that. You know what I mean, man? But damn, man, hopefully y'all smash the like button, man, and hopefully y'all had all the questions for me, because shit, I don't know, man. I thought I was gonna get bombarded with more questions than that, to be honest, man. But hey, you know, salute to you for having me on, man.
Thank you, and thank you to have me interviewing you, and I really appreciate the work that you keep on doing, and the ones in the chat. And I want to thank you. And you will see me. You see me more. And I'll be in your space and everything, and bring whatever I can. And I want to go subscribe to each other, and please, whoever did not subscribe to Brother Kano, please do that. Please do that. And also, Story Beeman, everybody else in the chat, also subscribe to me, because I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming. So, on behalf of my channel, The Underrated Darkness, yours truly, the #1 grinder, one of the best kept secrets on social media, the best of the business, the best. Yes, I am. And again, thank you, brother Kano Local TV. Please support. If you want some real boxing, please, you gotta support. Brother Story B Man, Shawnee, everybody else, whoever. You want the real, you gotta support it. We gotta be consistently supported. So thank you, brother. Great afternoon, great night with everybody. Please share this out. It's very important. Please share this out and go check on each other. Thank y'all so much. Have a blessed day, and eat some for me, Brother Kano.
You already know, bro.
All right. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace.